There are wars that have shaped the destiny of nations, and then there are conflicts that stand out for their unique blend of tragedy, heroism, and folly. The Anglo-Zulu War of 1879 is one such chapter, a tale of imperial ambition clashing with the might of a resilient African kingdom. As we delve into the disaster of the Anglo-Zulu War, we embark on a journey to a tumultuous time when two worlds collided on the battlegrounds of southern Africa. It's a story of battles won and lost, of bravery and blunders, and of a war that left an indelible mark on the fates of the Zulu people and the British Empire. In the late 19th century, a captivating drama unfolded across the sun-soaked plains of southern Africa. The stage was set with imperial ambitions, and the players, the British Empire and the Zulu Kingdom, were poised for a historic collision. The British Empire, at the zenith of its global power, cast a covetous eye upon southern Africa. This was a land brimming with riches, gold, diamonds, and resources that could fuel an empire's expansion. The allure of prosperity beckoned the British, and they were determined to establish dominance and control over these bountiful territories. Meanwhile, in the heart of this fertile landscape lay the Zulu Kingdom, a formidable African state ruled by King Cetshwayo Kambande. This was no mere kingdom. It was a well-organized powerhouse with a disciplined and renowned army. The Zulu warriors were legendary for their martial prowess, wielding cowhide shields and short-stabbing spears. Tensions between the British Empire and the Zulu Kingdom had been festering for years. The British, with their relentless encroachment into Zulu territory, clashed with the Zulu monarch's fervent defense of his kingdom's autonomy. As the Zulus resisted British advances, the pressure cooker of southern Africa neared a breaking point. The Zulu Kingdom's military strength was the stuff of legends, but it was about to be tested on a grand scale. The British Empire, driven by economic interests, geopolitical competition, and a sense of imperial duty, set its sights on subduing the Zulus. And so, against the backdrop of this potent mix of ambition, rivalry, and cultural defenses, the stage was set for the Anglo-Zulu War of 1879. Border disputes were the whispers of discord that echoed across the pristine wilderness. The British, driven by their expansionist dreams, sought to redraw the boundaries of Natal, a British colony, at the expense of the Zulu Kingdom. This territorial tussle was far more than lines on a map. It was a struggle for control, resources, and dominance in a land teeming with promise. But it was the ultimatum that would throw kerosene onto the smoldering embers of discontent. In December 1878, British colonial officials dispatched a message that would forever change the course of history. They demanded that King Cetshwayo of the Zulu Kingdom disband his formidable army and accept the imposition of a British resident in Zululand. It was an ultimatum that brimmed with imperial arrogance, one that King Cetshwayo could not and would not accept. As the ultimatum reached the Zulu monarch, it was met with a defiant rejection. King Cetshwayo, resolute in his determination to protect his kingdom's sovereignty, stood firm. The drums of war began to beat louder, and the Zulu people rallied behind their king. In the delicate balance of power in southern Africa, these border disputes and the audacious ultimatum were the sparks that ignited a powder keg of tension. In January 1879, the British Empire launched a formidable two-pronged invasion of Zululand, marking the beginning of the Anglo-Zulu War. Lord Chelmsford, a British military leader, spearheaded one column's advance toward the heart of Zululand, specifically targeting the Zulu capital at Ulundi. Simultaneously, another British column made its way toward the coastal region of Zululand. This dual-pronged approach was a demonstration of British determination to assert their dominance in the region. On January 22, 1879, a harrowing and catastrophic event unfolded on the battlefields of Isandlwana. It was a day that would become infamous in the annals of military history. British forces, poorly organized and underestimating the Zulu warriors, suffered a humiliating defeat. A large and highly disciplined Zulu army overwhelmed the British, leading to a devastating loss. The The Battle of Isandlwana became a pivotal and sobering turning point in the war, demonstrating the Zulus' formidable military prowess. In the aftermath of the Isandlwana disaster, a glimmer of British resilience emerged at Rorke's Drift. Shortly following their defeat, a small British garrison stationed at Rorke's Drift successfully defended their position against a determined Zulu assault. This heroic stand against overwhelming odds became legendary and provided a much-needed morale boost for the British forces during the early stages of the war. The Zulu kingdom continued to achieve significant successes on the battlefield after the Battle of Isandlwana. Victories in battles such as Labaine and Kambula further demoralized the British and showcased the Zulu warriors' effectiveness in combat. To reserve their fortunes, the British Empire responded swiftly by sending reinforcements and vital supplies to southern Africa. With these reinforcements came experienced officers, improving the quality of British leadership and strategy. The war eventually reached its climax on July 4, 1879, with the Battle of Ulundi. In this pivotal confrontation, the British finally achieved victory over the Zulu army. Ulundi, the Zulu capital, was burned and King Cetshwayo was captured. This event marked the effective end of the war, though tensions and conflicts in the region would continue for years to come. The consequences of the Anglo-Zulu War of 1879 reverberated through southern Africa, leaving an indelible mark on both the Zulu kingdom and the British Empire. Two stark outcomes dominated the aftermath of this conflict: the grim toll of human life and the irrevocable change in the fate of Zululand. The Anglo-Zulu War exacted a heavy price in terms of human casualties. On both sides of the conflict, thousands of lives were lost. The Zulu kingdom, renowned for its formidable warriors, bore a significant share of this tragic burden. The Zulu forces fought tenaciously, resulting in a substantial loss of life among their ranks. For the British Empire, hundreds of soldiers perished in the fierce battles and skirmishes that characterized the war. The Battle of Isandlwana in particular was a cataclysmic event that witnessed the annihilation of a significant British force and the loss of many lives. However, the most profound and enduring consequence of the Anglo-Zulu War was the annexation of Zululand by the British Empire. This act marked the culmination of British imperial ambitions in the region, leading to the effective dismantling of the Zulu monarchy. Zululand, once a powerful and independent African kingdom, was now under British colonial control. The Zulu people, who had fiercely defended their sovereignty, found themselves subject to foreign rule. The annexation of Zululand had far-reaching implications. The Zulu monarchy, which had played a central role in the kingdom's governance and identity, was marginalized and stripped of its authority. The British imposed their own colonial administration and policies, reshaping the socio-political landscape of the region. Land ownership, resource exploitation, and labor practices were transformed to serve British interests. Moreover, the cultural and social fabric of Zulu society was profoundly affected. Traditional customs and practices faced suppression, and the Zulu people had to adapt to a new way of life under colonial rule. This period marked the beginning of a struggle for identity, autonomy, and self-determination among the Zulu people, which would continue for generations. While the war itself ended with the annexation of Zululand and the defeat of the Zulu kingdom, it did not quell the underlying tensions in the region. The British Empire, emboldened by its victory, continued to assert its dominance over southern Africa. This assertion of authority led to ongoing conflicts and disputes with indigenous peoples and neighboring African states. The struggles for land, resources, and political autonomy persisted, resulting in a turbulent and often oppressive period for the region's inhabitants. The legacy of the Anglo-Zulu War extended far beyond the immediate aftermath of the conflict. The war left an indelible mark on the history and culture of both the Zulu people and the British Empire. For the Zulus, it was a watershed moment that marked the end of their independence and the imposition of foreign rule. The once proud Zulu monarchy had been dismantled, and traditional ways of life were severely disrupted. This period of upheaval and adaptation shaped the identity of the Zulu people for generations to come. The echoes of the Anglo-Zulu War still resonate in the landscapes of southern Africa, where the clash of cultures and empires left scars that time could never fully heal. This war, marked by moments of tragedy and valor, reminds us of the complex interplay of history and ambition, where the collision of civilizations can lead to unforeseen and often devastating consequences. As we reflect on the disaster of the Anglo-Zulu War, we are reminded of the profound impact that such conflicts can have on the course of nations and the enduring legacies they leave behind. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We would love to hear from you. That's it for today's video. We hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, and we will see you in the next one. Subscribe and hit the bell icon for more.